Hey everybody, Andy Cavernan here with another Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional. I think it was last year I was leading worship with our student ministries on a Wednesday night, and I enjoyed it. It was great, and I'm not normally in there on Wednesday nights, but this night I was, and I happened to be in there during the game time. And for me, being a part of games for teenagers just isn't a normal thing, especially in large groups. Of course, I have teenagers, but we don't play these kinds of games. And I enjoyed watching the kids and their exuberance and what they were doing that night. But I got to confess to you, it felt a little crazy to me, a little bit wild. And I found myself worrying, is somebody going to break a chair? Is somebody going to get injured? And my anxiety level started to go up the more that I saw these students getting into heavy competition over these fun and perhaps silly games. And at one point in the night, as I was watching the games, I had to pause and I just stopped. And I thought, okay, I'm getting a little bit anxious here with what I'm seeing. But you got to remember, Andy, who's in charge. Pastor Matt is in charge of this, and he's done this many times, and he knows what he's doing. He's demonstrated trustworthiness, and so I just sort of relaxed and went, okay, Matt's in charge. He knows what's going on. He knows how to handle these kids in just the right way. I don't have to worry. That reminds me of the disciples after the death of Jesus Christ at Calvary. And things were sort of in chaos, and of course this isn't apples to apples, right? But it reminds me, things were in chaos and their anxiety levels were high. And even after the resurrection, they still weren't exactly sure what's going on and what the marching orders were going to be. And at the end of Matthew, right before Jesus gives the Great Commission, which a lot of us are very familiar with, right? That go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Just before that, Jesus says something really profound that I think speaks to where the disciples were at, even speaks to where we're at these days, because we're in an environment where things are a little crazy and maybe our anxiety levels are a little bit high and we're coming out of, Lord willing, a really tough time, but we're not quite sure when we should do what and all this stuff. I want you to hear Jesus' words here, and this is just before he ascends into heaven, just before he gives the Great Commission. He says this, Matthew 28:18. It says, "Then Jesus came to them and said, 'All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me.'" And then he gives the Great Commission, "Therefore go and make disciples." But he says, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me." Not will be given in the future, not was once given and has been now rescinded in the past. No, has been given in an ongoing way. Jesus has the authority. Why? Because he died and rose again. He conquered death. And friends, in the midst of whatever anxiety we're experiencing, whether it's interpersonal anxiety, anxiety about our society, anxiety about our jobs, or whatever it may be, whatever chaos we're experiencing, remember this: the one who died and the one who rose again is the one who has authority over all of heaven and over all of earth. And he's the one who's proven his power, he's proven his goodness, and we can trust him. Would you rest in Jesus' authority today? Relax. It's going to be okay. Put your trust in him. God bless you.